At here, I'm gonna give you some details on this gameplay. There's some stuff in this game that I really don't like, but there's some things that I do like. Um, just giving some feedback for people who either have the game and don't understand much about it, or people who don't have it yet who are a little bit unsure about it. As you can see, there's that kickoff there. Um, I didn't like the way. I don't like the way the ball travels when it's kicked. It seems like it's almost moving in a stiff way, like it's not really moving much. Um, and as far as the defensive play calling, well, the play calling in general is not very deep on here. From what it looks like to me, it looks like you have one playbook, no matter what team you play. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but it doesn't seem like, you know, they kind of have a simple way to select your play. As you can see, there's you could do pass, prevent, or short yardage, and you just hit R2 or L2. This is the PS4 version, by the way, to flip through the pages, or you can go by formation. I think that's fair, but you know, I don't feel like I feel like the AI for the defense is way better than last year. As you can see, this formation, there's obviously a big space. If they run a post or something in the middle, we're gonna get killed. But they're not doing that. Uh, the defense, when you play against the defense, they're smarter than last year's game, for sure. They make adjustments and audibles based on what you're doing. They have. It seems as if they have a strategy in mind, you know, to keep you from running certain types of plays. You know, so on that end, it's a lot better. Um, I have trouble sacking a quarterback. They seem to get away from me, but when the defense blitzes, you know, the computer, it's the pass rush is overwhelming in this game. Uh, it's overwhelming. I'll tell you that. Here's another glitch I can tell you. As you can see, the score is 13-7. Um, Basically, the score was 13-7, and I turned the game off because I missed the field goal. I missed the extra point. But whenever you turn a game off in this, it never ends the game. Basically, you have an option to continue that same game later. I went back to continue. They would let me kick the extra point again. I made it, and it's not doesn't count on the scoreboard because it wasn't saved on the scoreboard, which is weird. You know, it's probably just a little glitch they had because they had the score saved, but for some reason they still let you run that play. I struggle with the running game on here as well, mainly because, like, once you get the ball, there's just a slight hesitation for you to take off running, just a slight. I'm not irritated by it. I think it gives the game a little bit more of a difficulty factor. Last year's game had a lot of, like, broken pieces to it. What I mean by that is you can run plays that the defense just can't stop at all. They weren't smart enough to adjust to that play. There was a screen play that I used to run where the defense, where I'd put a guy in motion, because they always follow your guys in motion all the time. And it would leave one side of the field wide open, and I could just throw it to him, and he would take off. It worked every time. You can run that 30 times in a game, and it'll work. This game, it looks a little bit smarter than that. Like you can't really do that the same way that you could in that one. I think that's a good thing, because Axis Football, last year's version, haven't played this year's, but last year's was kind of broken in that sense, where you could just pretty much run the same couple of plays and pretty much beat the brakes off your opponent with 2 or 3 plays, because they just couldn't seem to stop those plays. This game, what's going to get you in this is the pass rush. When they pass rush, it's simply overwhelming. They rush the hell out of you. I mean, they get in so fast. I recommend you edit your attributes and give your quarterback a little bit of speed, because they are coming for you. I'm going to call timeout. It's 3rd and 8. That play did not look good for a 3rd and 8 situation. I wasn't really, like, paying attention. The deep ball works pretty good on here. The only problem is that pass rush, you know, they're pretty serious on him when they rush the passer. When they blitz, those blitzes are serious. They get in there quick. I mean, they're not wasting time getting to that quarterback. So you got to really. Oh, he didn't snap it. Now I got to play a game. That was my fault. I was, wasn't looking at the play clock. So obviously they accepted it, and they're going to because now it's 3rd and 13. Wow. Okay. Now our back's up against the wall a little bit. In this game, you have to make your guy go in motion. If there's a motion, you have to make sure you press circle to send him in motion. Otherwise, the play is a little bit messed up. Looked like he was going to get that, but he didn't. They break up your... In the other game, the passing game was so messed up for Maximum 18. It was awful. I mean, sometimes the ball was moving at a slow pace. A guy would be wide open, but he'd be sitting there waiting for the ball, and it gave the defense too much time. This time, it's definitely better. You could tell they use the same engine physics, but it's just better. I kind of want them to use a different physics. That ball is very stiff looking. See what you just seen right there? You see stuff like that happen. It doesn't happen constantly, like all the time, but it does happen. I'm gonna show you something else on the computer IQ. See, I'm gonna run a crusher quarterback key is the name of this play. It's like a blitz. It's a bad play because, as you can see, it looks like they're bringing the whole house. That's not something you use. As you can see, the quarterback is audible, and he sees that. He's like, oh, wait a minute. They're sending everybody? Okay, there's a lot of openings in the field then. But see, we got to him. He got the ball out. That looked like that could have been a fumble. And they called roughing the passer because, he got the ball off, which is crazy, but that didn't look to me like a penalty. But anyway, the last game would call Maximum 18 would call roughing the passer on a quarterback sack. Quarterback would still have the ball in his hand, and they would call roughing the passer, which is absolutely ridiculous. Sometimes when you try to control the player down the field defensively, you kind of mess him up. You mess the play up because, I don't know, there's something about controlling those guys. It's not the easiest thing in the world, for me anyway, for whatever reason. So that chin nuke play that you see that has an X next to it, I run that. It's kind of a conservative play. It's not aggressive. It kind of works decently, even though there's you can see a lot of space in the field. In another football game like a Madden or something, that wouldn't be a very good option. And you get burnt for those deep balls a lot in this, and you burn the opponent for deep balls a lot in this. You just got to be able to overcome that pass rush. Now this team, the Orlando Nightmare, I basically created that. Well, you edit teams, and I edited a team and turned them into that team. I think it might have been the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, it was definitely the Dolphins. As you can see, the graphics, it kind of looks like PS1 or 2, but it's just a lot smoother than those. But it doesn't bother me. I could play with these graphics. The Maximum 18 graphics, it was close to unplayable. I mean, I played a whole season on that actually, but it just, I don't know. That animation looked a little weird there, but you look, the glitches you see in this game, you almost have to expect that in an indie title with not so much money and not so much resources, not so many. So you can't really like go all in and talk bad and say, oh, this game is just trash. It's not trash. If you said Maximum 18 was, I would give you a pass and say, you know what? There's that taunt they always do. I used to, and at least they have them. I mean, they have taunts in this. Axis football from Access Football 18. I haven't played 19 yet. It's not on PS4 yet. I want to get it. I want to show it off, see if it's any good. But there was absolutely no type of taunt whatsoever. As you can see, the way that ball moved, it didn't really look right. It was almost like a beach ball that had some wind hit the top of it or something. It just, footballs don't really travel like that. But it's an indie title, it's small. They did an excellent job for a game with that type of. They don't never seem to have the audible plays that I want, so I didn't realize that was a quarterback run. I thought it was a running back. I guess I should pay attention to when I'm running, because I knew I was running the running play. But this team I have is called the Orlando Nightmare. From a distance, their logo looks kind of like a bird head or something, but it's not. It's like a skull with a hood. I wanted to do something, something crazy a little bit. Something you won't see in any professional football or college. They wouldn't, they obviously wouldn't use that type of logo. Maybe they would. I don't think they would. I haven't seen anybody do that. Just for moral reasons, I want to go to. Those plays work a lot better than they did in 18, I tell you what. That game, the ball was moving and it just didn't look right the way the ball traveled at all. It just didn't look right, and it seemed like the guy just couldn't get to the ball for whatever reason. But I won all my games. I had a perfect season on there. Almost got beat in the playoffs, but I did win. When you try to run with that quarterback, my God, see, I edited these players because my quarterback was getting killed back there. I mean, he was getting destroyed with that pass rush, so I gave him a little bit of running speed so that the game could be, just to, at least, because this is the team that I want to be. I want to be the same team all the time, so. I was trying to throw that ball away. I knew, because I was going to run it again, but somebody got in my way there, and it just didn't work out. I'm not paying attention. How much time is left? Why'd they call a timeout? I don't know. Guess they had to talk something over. It's odd that they call a timeout right after the play, because we're going to run out. Everybody's going deep on this. Look at that. Oh, my gosh. If they don't get to our quarterback, we're in heaven, I'm telling you. But they're probably going to get to him. He caught that? That looked like an interception, but oh well, I'll take it, of course. Yeah, as you can see, that pass rush. See, this is the game is lacking intelligence a little bit. Because just because there's 2 minutes left, that's why they're calling all these timeouts. That's not very intelligent. It's the first half. They want the ball back. That's too early to be doing that. Play stops. And incomplete passes and stuff like that. It's not, they're overreacting, but just slight little issues. Oh, come on. I'm wondering. I struggle with field goals from this distance here, so I don't even know if I even want to kick a field goal. I'm at the 30. I'm gonna try it anyway, just for the sake of this video, because I struggle. I don't hit these. They don't really give you a power meter. They just give you an aim button. The aim button really is the power meter. Gosh, there's no way he's making that, because I can't kick. He never kicks that far. If you make the arrow too high, it takes power off of it. If you make it too low, it takes too much height off of it. So you gotta try to find the. Look at that. You see what I mean? The way it turned, it's almost like a beach ball. Like a slight bit of wind. If you throw a beach ball in the air and a little bit of wind hits it, it just makes that dramatic turn. That's the way this ball moves on here. But it is a lot better than it was in last year's game. It's far better. Last year's game was just, gosh, it was like unplayable. It was tough for me to deal with those deep balls. I just couldn't do it. Those deep balls were awful in that game. It was just absolutely awful. almost to the point where it's just completely unplayable. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I played like a whole season. Last year's was professional based. This one is collegiate based. Even though the exhibition teams are mimicking NFL teams, every city has that NFL city's color, even though it only has, I think, 16. I believe it has 16. How much time do they have left? I'm not gonna play this full game out. I'm basically just gonna oh, they got plenty of time left. See, the computer overreacts on this game. They call timeouts. They you know, lose all their timeouts because they start calling timeouts with 2 and 3 minutes, 2 minutes left in the first half. Oh no! Oh my goodness! Come on. See, I got burnt. I always get burnt by that deep ball, but it's like when you it seems to me like when you select a defender down the field to control him, it seems like if he's running down the field and you select him, he stops for a second just because you selected him, and then you gotta hit the run button or, you know, speed button. So they talk. Well, no, they're gonna hit this extra point. Now we're gonna put my hurry up offense skills to the test. See if I can hurry up this offense, get down the field. A minute 25 is not necessarily. I mean, it's not a lot of time, but it's not like 30 seconds or something like that. It's decent, you know. But the only thing is, if you try to run those little sideline, you know, plays you run in Madden, like, it's not as easy. You can't do that on here the same way. Like, you know, throw at the guys on sidelines, hurt run out of bounds, that type of stuff doesn't really work the same way in this game. You can do it, but you know, I haven't played this year's version of Madden because I simply don't want it. I've been really wanting to run back a kick return in this game so bad. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. If he had a little bit of, if his wheels were a little bit better, he would have taken that to the house. But they just caught up to him. Anyway, he gave us some pretty good field possession. But I want to run. I'm a huge fan of kick returns. Like Axis football, you can run back kick returns every time. I'm not a fan of being able to do it every time. Then it just gets ridiculous. Oh, look at the right side of the field. Look at that. If they don't get to my quarterback, it's heaven. Because he's going to burn him. Oh, my gosh. They got him. I was getting ready to throw it. Oh, man. See, that's the thing about this game. They try to balance it out. Whenever there's a big opening like that, they feel like they can get to your quarterback. And they did, you know. Sometimes they get to him, but when they don't, you're in heaven. Like I said, it's like you're just floating on the clouds. Here we go. They're running. Usually teams don't run these type of blitzes in these type of situations, but see, they know what they're doing. That blitz is helping them. I should have ran a middle route or something because it's, you know, 36 seconds, but I don't know, man. They're getting to my quarterback too quick. That's why I'm not running any like routes that take you to the middle of the field, because those won't develop. Looks like they're running a little bit smarter now. Look at that defense. They're not, you know, it's not some man-to-man thing with a huge opening in the field. They're playing a little bit smarter now, and they got to the quarterback again. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna edit this team, the Orlando Nightmare, which is, you know, I'm gonna edit this team and give my offensive linemen a little bit of boost, a little bit. I boosted one of them a little bit, but field goal. Why would I kick a field goal? Yeah, we definitely gotta punt this. You know what? I shouldn't have punted it. It was only 5 seconds. Oh my gosh. They won't do anything to us in 5 seconds. That I know. What's going on? Oh, okay. It's the second. I was like, why are we? Look at this. Here's another glitch. I kicked off to start this game, and now we're kicking off again. This game has this problem. Maximum 18 had this problem. They get the ball both times. It's crazy. It doesn't happen every time, but it happens sometimes, and you're just left like, wait a minute now. You guys are out of your freaking minds. Like what's going on here? We're not seriously doing this, are we? But yeah, it's a glitch that's in this game. I'm 100% sure that other people have seen this glitch. You know, because it just happens. It's happened in 18, it's 19. It's happened in both. So both versions of this game that are on the PS4s. See, they always fool me with that run. They go up the middle, and I'm coming from the side, and they burn me with that run. So, one thing, here's another mistake in this game. You can't really audible in defense. There's an audible button, but I don't see any options. I'm pressing triangle. You can't audible. It's good that I didn't, but I'm just saying, you know, I don't know. Somebody needs to give me some information on that. I'm gonna end the video right there because I don't want the video to be ridiculously lengthy. Like some of my videos ended up being way longer than I planned them on being. I'm gonna do some more videos about the customization in the College Dynasty